And the cheers that you can hear are for Stuart MacGill. The leggy has been given an opportunity. He's replacing Simons. Simons' figures 10 overs, 4 maidens, no wicket for 17. We know that Gale will have a bit of a go at him when he's on strike. It'll be interesting to see what field they set for him. I suspect, I hope to see that keep it up, keep the fieldsman up just for a little while, let him try and go over the top, and then once he does it a few times successfully, perhaps move it back then. It'll be interesting to see what Ponting and MacGill decide on when Gale's on strike.
Seven for 104 at the SCG. Stuart MacGill, his best against the West Indies. Had a lot of success at the SCG.
There's no rush here. They're taking their time as everyone gets into the right position. Right, here we go.
Just a light breeze Stuart MacGill is pushing into. He'd probably prefer a little more breeze. Terrific strike rate for Stuart MacGill, for leg spin bowler, under 60. 60 being 10 overs to take each wicket. He's well under that.
Short delivery, and they will be punished. That was nicely put away for 4. Just a little bit too short, that one.
The important thing is that he put it away for a boundary. When you're batting against a guy like Stuart MacGill, you've got to make sure most of his, when he errs, it's on the short side. You've got to put them away for 4. Stuart MacGill may find that he's got to bring the man in front of square leg, the man out deep, instead of behind square where he is at the moment. Paul is a good puller of the ball.
That's the end of the over. It's 3 for 150.
At Belrive Oval. And if Chris Gale bats for those 41 overs, he'll be a decent score by the end of it. We talked about MacGill's strike rate. He's very good. It's right up there with the fast bowlers, and he's on at the moment. And in between him getting those strikes or those wickets, a lot happens. A lot of runs to the batsman, so we're into an interesting period of the game. It's MacGill to Gale.
Talking to Stuart MacGill yesterday, talked about his bowling and how he's bowling at the moment. He said the things he works on is trying to get over his front leg, or bowling over his front leg rather than around his front leg. He's a prodigious side spinner of the ball, probably turns the ball further than Shane Warne, but he just finds himself that occasionally he tries to almost put too much rotation on it and starts bowling around his front left leg rather than bowling over the top of it. That's something he often works on, and I'm sure Shane Warne probably does something similar. Tries not to get off the crease too quickly or off the pitch too quickly.
The best I'd ever seen him bowl, MacGill, was in Cairns, Bangladesh. Day one, he had his timing and his rhythm perfect. A lot of it is to do with his front side of his body. Today he's looking a little bit round to me. What about you, Mark?
The ball around about middle and off. Now, what he wants to do is bowl outside off and spin the ball back. That's far too straight for where he'd like it.
A little better, they've gone up, and so has Alim Dar's finger. Shivnarine Chandapal falls to an inside edge to a loop leggy by MacGill.
It was that spin and also a bit of bounce that has undone Shivnarine Chandapal. Australia have hung in there really well in this session. They picked up Lara early on. They couldn't get another wicket, but they've hung in there, and it's MacGill heading down the leg side with a big, thick inside edge, and Bradley Hodge has his first Test match catch. Chandapal's gone. West Indies 4 for 119.
But hasn't delivered anywhere near it just yet in his 21st match, averaging just under 29, but he had... Stuart MacGill, one slip, short leg. Hodge is hovering, quite square, and a little catching cover.
Well, the beauty of Stuart MacGill was that wicket. He has the ability to pick up wickets, even not his best stuff. This one pitched just outside. Look at the spin and a bit of bounce. That brought about the edge and the bat pad.
Samuel's looking for a drive and doesn't get it, but manages to pull out of the shot. MacGill into the game, 4 for 119.
And I got a feeling that's missing leg. It was certainly a great piece of bowling, but I think Chris Garth
Create great consistency, and that's reaping rewards, because for the third time he's whizzed in Australia's Cricketer of the Year. And MacGill has now got 3 men around the bat on the offside and 1 on the leg side. Oh, he is getting some spin.
talked about great bowlers. There they are. 5 for 119 is the score. McGrath, 527 wickets at 50.7 is strike rate. That is outstanding. Dennis Lilly at 52. MacGill at 52 as well.
Oh, there's a good zone.
The other interesting note there was Brett Lee at 52 strikes, 20 or 21 with the ball.
Oh, running.
And so too does MacGill. Loves taking wickets. No luck that time, 5 for 119. Onto his back pad, and that makes it look worse than it is too. Hawkeye just
Tries to get it going towards the batsman. You see there, he has problems at time when that arm starts moving to right of screen. It means that everything he bowls goes right of screen. Oh. Should get 2 for that. So it's something that he works on all the time with his bowling, is to try and push that left arm towards the batsman rather than out to the right of screen. At the moment, I think he's got it about right. Last couple of overs have been very good.
And coming up and over your front leg gives you a bit of loop, and it'll also give you a bit of drift into the pads of the right-hander to go with that massive spin he's already extracting here at Bellerive. Bravo got his hands full. 2 from 11. Pressure-packed deliveries, every one of them. MacGill and McGrath. Good luck. All wrong. And
He's got a good wrong, Stuart MacGill. On there he wasn't quite happy with. See there, just practicing that left arm. I've got to get it up there, and I've got to drive the elbow down to the top of my leg, top of my left leg.
Oh.
pretty quick that one, nearly 83 k's an hour. I'd say his optimum pace would be high 70s, whereas Shane Warne would be mid 70s. But he certainly can loop one up. Early 70s. Tattoo into something.
That's been very slow to leave the crease, but I think you'll find there was a bit of bat in that one.
Well, it certainly sounded like that, but the batsman, from his actions, was looking around to see whether his pads were in line with the stumps. There's no hesitation from the umpire. and there certainly was very woody noise. 6 for 124, Bravo for 3. Just look at the inside edge there. A big nick onto the pad. Out to the short leg. Oh! It was irrelevant.
A little bit of spin there, a lot of spin there. Dinesh Ramden is going to have his work cut out here. And bear in mind, Powell, Edwards and Collymore, the next three to come on, very good. And that's putting it quite nicely, actually. Oh, and you've got to be careful of trying to cut those deliveries that are bouncing and spinning, especially if they're close to the off stump. Mind you, it's very easy to talk from up here in the commentary box. When you first go out there confronted with this, it's not easy at all. Bit of bounce there, and that was close to the outside edge.
Oh!
So he's gone right across that one. He's got a fair bit of bat on it.
And there was that he didn't even get a feather touch on it. Bowling from MacGill. He came on late. Suppose as an old leg spinner I would have liked to see him on earlier, but he has bowled really well.
You've got to say that that wasn't very elegant. Down the pitch, he would have been stumped that he missed the ball for sure. As it turned out, he managed to get a little bit of a nick on it, then fell over, and it was nicely snapped up at slip. So Warren taking a good catch. Ramden is out.
He's well short of it. Doesn't look as though he's well shod, but it was just a neat catch by Shane Warne. It's 7 for 126, and Ramden has gone for 2.
Oh!
Left the batsman stranded. He was down to drive. Little outside edge. Slip on the pitch was after he was beaten by MacGill. He really is zipping and bouncing out there.
Yes, safe as a house. Stay down beautifully. Oh, and beats the edge again. Lunge at the ball. So 1 to go in this over. And a wicket maiden. 7 for 126.
One of the pleasures of the day has been that the selectors chose the 2 leg spinners inside.
Oh! You on it here, Mac?
Quite a good wrong, and I don't think the batsman was totally in control.
It was a late adjustment, I think. Yes, I agree, Richie. Very good to see a couple of leg spinners operating together. At one stage, the word out there was that it wasn't going to happen. And they obviously had a change of mind, and they're both on the side.
Oh, it's a great run.
Well, my hope is that it will have some influence on the Australian selectors, and that wherever possible they'll play the 2 leg spinners together, and that's against South Africa as well as in the remainder of this series.
Enjoying it, I'm sure. Right, now then, a little glance down towards the wicket. Not too sure that that's the place to hit it. Once he does it a few times successfully, perhaps move it back then. It'd be interesting to see what Ponting and MacGill decide on when Gale's on strike. There's no rush here. They're taking their time as everyone gets into the right position. Right, here we go. We know that Gale will have a bit of a go at him when he's on strike. It'll be interesting to see what field they set for him. I suspect, I hope to see that keep it up, keep the fieldsman up just for a little while, let him try and go over the top, and the cheers that you can hear are for Stuart MacGill. The leggy has been given an opportunity. He's replacing Simons. Simons' figures 10 overs, 4 maidens, no wicket for 17.
Seven for 104 at the SCG. Stuart MacGill, his best against the West Indies. Had a lot of success at the SCG.